What's up, guys? Chaz, Charlie, and today we are discussing what is life like without weed, or what does your life look like without weed? So you've been smoking weed for any time, for a long period of time, especially if you started smoking in your teen years. A lot of us don't know what a life looks like in our adult life without weed. You know, many times when we're trying to quit, or I'll say many times when we don't want to quit, we'll say, I can live a normal, productive life without weed. I can go to work, I can have relationships, I can have a business, I can do all these things with weed, so why would I quit weed when it makes my life better, or eases anxiety, or eases depression, or things like that? So we make our decision not to quit weed based on our life, on how we're used to our life with weed included. But if you're very successful, or you have a good life, productive life with weed, wouldn't you think you could be more productive without weed? And if you haven't quit weed for a set amount of time, then how do you truly know that? Now, I say that you can quit weed within 30 days. It takes 30 days to reset your brain, but you truly need a full year to really give full introspection on life and how it looks like without weed. I've never seen anybody, and I'm saying it hasn't happened, that has quit weed for an extended amount of time and said, oh, my life is worse, or my life sucks now, and I just want to go back. Now, you may have moments in the beginning that we want to go back to what we know, what we're used to. But once we, get to that year mark and do a reflection on that year, most people realize they have an even better, more fulfilling life without weed, because we use weed to, again, help with anxiety, ease our emotions, help with our depression. But truly, if you have mastered life, or you're on the road to master life, you have to learn how to handle these things on your own. Life is going to always have anxiety. Life always have issues. Life is a up and down roller coaster sometimes. And when we get to a point where we need an outside source like weed or alcohol or other drugs just to combat that, it tends to become a crutch for us and not allow us to live our most productive life, or our life with the most mental clarity. So many of us don't even know what life even looks like without weed. So we really can't truly say life is better with weed. Again, like I said, if we've been smoking since you were 18, I started weed when I was 16 years old, and I pretty much smoked until my mid-30s. So the majority of all of my adult life, since I was 16, I only knew life with weed. Hold on, guys. Yeah, so smoking from 16 to your 30s, I truly didn't know a life without weed. So if that's all you know, your mind is going to tell you, oh, life is better with this said thing because I'm used to it. Just the same with anything, like, whether you are alcoholic, or you've been on porn, or any of these vices. If you've been doing it for so long and pretty much your mind has developed while on these said vices, you're going to think that life is better with these said things. But again, we don't truly know what a life looks like outside of that, unless we go, I'm going to say, a full year not on these vices, not smoking weed. So, and then we'll also try to, say, life isn't better because we don't want to go through the period of the withdrawals, of the feeling low, of the feeling anxious. Because if you've been smoking for 10 plus years, or even 2 or 3 plus years, you know, it may suck the first month. It may suck the first few months. I think by a few months you should get over it. But when you devote that full year, you truly, get it out of your system and develop a new train of thought outside of doing something you were used to doing every single day for how many ever amount of years. But yeah, life might not be better in the beginning because our bodies are trying to reject something new because we're not used to it. We want to resort back to what we know or what we're used to. So yeah, it may suck in the beginning, but when you look back and you actually take that, I say a full year to not smoke weed, your life is going to look better. Again, if you can start a business, if you can go to a job, if you can be productive, if you can do all these things, while you're on weed, what could you do if you're not on weed? And you're not going to tell me that I'm better when I'm on weed. That's not a thing. We, like I said, want to fool ourselves, and it may be easier handling stress for a period of time while you're on weed, but the longer you smoke, it kind of really presents its own set of issues, because in the beginning we may be helping you with your anxiety, but if you smoke for a long period of time, you need weed just to wake up, just to talk to people. We need weed just to live a normal day-to-day life outside of just using to handle these moments of anxiety. So the longer you use it, it has really creeped into other areas of your life besides anxiety. You need weed just to wake up, which shouldn't be an anxiety moment here. The longer I smoked, I got anxiety when my package got low and I may have not had a connect to, get my next stash. So I'm anxiety, having that, when am I going to get the next? So the longer you smoke weed itself actually creates its own anxiety within itself. So you're not a better person on weed. So, but you won't know that unless, again, you go a full year and find out a new part of yourself that's sober, that has a clear mind. And then I think we can make a full developed decision based on our evidence to say, okay, I've known myself on weed for this long, and now I know myself while I'm not on weed for a set amount of time, which person is better, which life is better, and make a decision based on that. Don't make a decision just based on because you smoke weed your whole life and that's what you know. Your body's gonna, if you smoke crack your whole life, your body's gonna say, do that because that's what I know. So yeah, so that was my discussion for today. So what do you guys feel? Are you the same without weed or with weed? Are you better with weed? Or do you feel like after you have smoked for, not smoked for a year, life is better? Are you contemplating and you say, will it be better? It might not be better for the first month or the first 2 weeks or the first week, but after that, I guarantee you life will be better. So till next time, guys, please like, subscribe, share. Most importantly, comment below. And remember, we are all in this together. Peace. And he's just pulling his ass off.